All set for lacrosse, this famous baby is on board with Athletes Unlimited. Nicole Levy was a shooting star yesterday for Team Colson, a squad that seeks victory against Team Reed and its unyielding captain in the cage. Later on, Sam Apuzzo needs a scoring spree to make up ground on Taylor Marino, whose leaderboard advantage grows with each amazing save. Keep them crossed for good luck with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Topps. The doors are open for business at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. It's time for Sunday Fun Day action at the close of week 2. Aye, Captain. This game features Team Colson against Team Reed on Mental Health Awareness Day. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is quite the spectacle. The league revolves around 56 players broken up into 4 teams that change rosters every week. There's one champion to be crowned at the end of it all, the end result of a very intricate and intriguing scoring system. It is great to have you with us. You're right on time. Along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland, I'm Joe Beninati. These two squads haven't had very much success. Courtney, what should their last day approach be?
You know, first and foremost, all of these players are incredibly competitive. They want to end with a win, Joe, but only one team is going to walk away with that. So they want to make sure that they're doing what they need to do individually on the field. They want to make sure that they're selected as high as possible in the next draft.
I think it's safe to say that you and I have a soft spot for veteran defenders who are always sacrificing to be in the right place at the right time. Meg Dowdy is one rugged customer who was very tough yesterday.
Meg Dowdy, she is so fundamentally sound on the field. It is fun to watch her play. She sits really low. She gets her arms extended. She takes her space as a defensive player. She plays with a ton of grit and is incredibly powerful and speedy on the field.
Team Colson wasn't victorious on Saturday, but Nicole Levy, she had the game of her professional life.
Nicole Levy is so fun to watch on the field. You just kind of feel the energy, whether you're in the stands or a teammate with her. She has a lot of prowess. It's with her slick stick. She's creative on the field, gets everyone involved. But she had some 2-pointers, some incredible work from behind the goal at X, and it's all about her finishing capabilities. 6
goals yesterday. On the other side of the equation, Cookie Carr stands up on defense for Team Reed.
Cookie Carr, a true veteran, former USA team member. She does so well on the field because she plays well with those around her. It's all about getting others involved. She leads with her voice, an incredible leader on the field that everyone looks up to. She thrives in big-time matchups, super competitive as well.
It is Sunday, the end of 3 games in 4 days, but that doesn't slow Allie Kennedy down.
Allie Kennedy, you look at her and you know that she is a spark plug on the field. A never give up mentality. She's tough defensively to beat, oftentimes starting the transition game for her team. Using that speed on the field. Her IQ, controlling the pace of play at the midfield is what she does so best as she touches the ball on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Throughout the day, you'll be seeing the fast-changing leaderboard shuffling up and down. Follow your favorites as they battle to be number 1, a spot currently occupied by Taylor Marino. Marino's fantastic night an evening ago, really providing some separation over Sam Apuzzo and the rest of the chase pack.
Looking at all of these players, they're either donning the gold or the orange jerseys for Team Marino or Team Apuzzo. Both of those teams have been victorious throughout the entire matchups, but today is really going to separate who extends up towards the top of that leaderboard.
Courtney, when we talk about players earning points on the leaderboard, there's a variety of ways for the individuals to add up their totals, and here are those ways the points can come.
3 different ways. You have to look at quarter to quarter, who's earning those win points. You get 20 at the end of each quarter, 45 at the end of the game, and there's 3 MVPs chosen. No matter which team, the winning or losing team, 3 MVPs are chosen. You can win major points, but also what you do on the field matters. Individually, are you creating a lot of stats?
As usual with Athletes Unlimited, we love to bring you down to the field. Kaylee Waters is wearing microphone for us today. Good to talk with you 4-3. So what's your approach on this last game of the day?
Yeah, 3rd game of the weekend. We came up short the past few games, which we're bummed about because we know we have a lot of potential and can show a lot. So, you know, this is a mental game in for it being the third game of the weekend, you know, having what's left in the tank and giving it our all from the start. We don't want to have to fight back.
Courtney and Kaylee, we appreciate it. Kaylee will be checking in with you throughout the day. Thanks very much for all of your help as we get set for game number 11 of 24. This Sunday late afternoon, the officials are Ronnie Anton, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Erica Leslie, Kim Kramer, and Lynn Bowers. Both of these teams looking for their first wins of the weekend. Team Colson in purple, Team Reed in blue. Mastriani against Rosenzweig. We're off and running with Allie Kennedy in possession for Team Reed. There are 14 players on the roster in Athletes Unlimited. We play the game 10 on 10. The goals are 80 yards apart, 6 on 6 at the offensive end. You see the 8-meter arc. You score from behind that 8-meter arc, you get 2 points for your team and 16 for yourself. Evans will sweep across the top on the initial possession of the game. McMahon, who's been held scoreless each of the last 2 outings. She had goals in the last 11 prior to that. Scotty Rose Growney with a little shake and bake. Growney not electing to pull the trigger, waiting for Gilbert to cut through. 15 seconds to shoot for Lauren. Scotty Rose Growney feeds it to the interior. That's blocked. High in the air. It comes up for Meg Dowdy. 2 points on the ground ball. You have 20 seconds to clear in Athletes Unlimited across the midline. That pass airmails its intended target, but it's taken up on the run. First offensive touch for Team Colson in purple.
You know, I like how Team Reed set up their offense initially, letting everybody touch the ball, get into a groove, but you just have to continue the movement, both on and off ball.
Cookie Carr gets the assignment on Kylie Oldmiller. They bring it on around for Marie McCool, 4 in the purple, playing a 2-person game with Nicole Levy. McCool struck yesterday for a goal in the losing effort. Mastriani, good face dodge. Shot clock under 20. McCool gets inside, fires and scores! Marie McCool.
Marie McCool, so slippery. You look at her one-on-one isolation. Not only did she beat her matchup, Haley Warden, but the sliding defensive players, 1, 2, 3. She also managed to maneuver around, incredibly shifty, but she continued to run through the sticks, and that's so important. If nobody puts a body on you, you continue your dodge to goal, and then that well-placed shot, notice there wasn't a lot of power on it. It was all about placement.
McCool, just the one salvo yesterday against Team Apuzzo. She had goals in all 3 games in the initial weekend of the season. She gives Team Colson the 1-0 advantage. The team that wins each individual quarter, all 14 players on the roster will earn 20 points. 1-0 advantage for the gang in purple. They get the draw right back to McCool once again. Kylie Oldmiller flanked by Cookie Carr. Kylie trying to get underneath. Sees the helping cross of Andy Aldave. Nicole Levy, who tied the Athletes Unlimited mark for goals in a single game yesterday with 6, sharing that record with Charlotte North, as Reed makes the denial on McCool. For every goalie stop, it's 5 points on the leaderboard.
Joe, you can already see the matchups beginning. Kayla Wood, she is on the hands of Nicole Levy. Nicole Levy coming off of that big 6-goal game, 2 of them being 2-pointers.
You cash in 6 times, you're not going to sneak up on anybody. You're going to get the top defender. As Izzy McMahon knows that full well. Finding Erica Evans, the rookie. McMahon off the hitch, bluffing the 2. Comes back to her left and scores! Izzy McMahon pointing to the turf, saying that should be a 2. And the officials agree, a 2-point strike.
Izzy McMahon has the range for 2-pointers. We've seen it so many times before. But in week 2, we haven't seen her do a lot of scoring, a lot of big-time matchups, Meg Dowdy being one of them. But we see that quick rollout immediately off of the turn. She was stick back, getting ready to fire this one. Izzy McMahon taking the lead with this 2-point goal.
McMahon had 4 2s one summer ago. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season, see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspirations support. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you today on Mental Health Awareness Day at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse continuing to unfold. By the time we are done with the Team Apuzzo and Team Marino later on, we'll be halfway home in this third season. Mastriani looking for draw control points. She comes up with 2 there and then pitches to the lightning fast Marie McCool. McCool working downhill. Stick check there waiting for her from Evans. Aldave in there scrapping with Kayla Wood, and it is Wood who comes up with the ground ball, 2 points. Chase to the sideline.
Joe and I already think Marie McCool is running better than what I've seen earlier in the matchups this week. She's incredibly fast on the field, and that spark, that speediness is back in her step.
It's great to watch her sprint against Allie Kennedy. Those two so often as midfielders are chasing after one another from one end to the other. Gilbert stopping and starting. Lauren Gilbert turns the corner. Waters makes the save there at the post. Kaylee Waters, 11 stops against Marino, 9 against Apuzzo. She's improved her save percentage this week as Lindsay McCone carries it along for Team Colson. Fiedler, 2-person game back to McCone. She'll take it. That was broken up defensively by Haley Warden. Backup belongs to Nicole Levy in lacrosse on a shot that goes out of bounds. Closest to the ball where and when it leaves the playing surface gets possession. McCone around the screen set by Mastriani. Fiedler looking inside on the flip. Mastriani off the roll dodge. Slithering between defenders. There was traffic there and a foul. And there will be a card coming up here. This is going to be a player-up situation for Team Colson. Haley Warden will exit.
As we take another look at Ali Mastriani's dodge. Not sure if it was Haley Warden's stick, however, she is the one awarded the yellow card, like it was her teammate. But Mastriani setting up for a 2-point.
Taking that free position shot from behind the arc. She just missed it by a whisker. Backed up well, though, for Team Colson as they go player up. McCool thought about it. Spins for Levy. Then Oldmiller lurking behind the cage. McCone, Mastriani, McCool across the top. Shot clock at 30. Oldmiller hesitates, then finds Mastriani. McCool with room, and that's stabbed by Britt Reed.
It's incredibly hard to be patient in a player-up situation. Defense has one less player. You need to get them shifting and moving as fast as you can as you move the ball across the perimeter. Potentially a long X pass, looking to find that open player. And Team Reed, they were maneuvering so very well, almost being pulled on a string. When one player slides, the rest slide. It's exactly how you want to move as a defense.
First calls on the day for Bree Gross and Livy Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig, a injury substitution for Haley Radigan, who will miss the remainder of the campaign. McMahon again with her left. Beats Waters from deep. Izzy McMahon with both strikes and a 3-1 lead for Team Reed.
Izzy McMahon, as she is playing hard for Team Reed, that little stutter step, or the jitterbug as we call it, as she extends the lead 3-1.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Tops and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Enjoying Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse today, we remind you about the summer soccer schedule continuing Tuesday night on ESPN. ESPN Deportes and ESPN Plus. Much anticipated matchup between Serie A power AC Milan and La Liga powerhouse Barcelona. It comes your way from Las Vegas's Allegiant Stadium. Coverage of this preseason friendly begins at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific, a match you don't want to miss. Courtney, today is Mental Health Awareness Day at USA Lacrosse headquarters with Athletes Unlimited. As the players made their way to the field, very much with a goal in mind to address and normalize the specific mental health struggles faced by all athletes and by all of those in society.
Athletes Unlimited, they believe in a holistic well-being approach for the athlete, staff, and fans. That way they can ensure that everyone is showing up their best selves.
Earlier, you see the cards coming out. That was the moment of uplift, standing in solidarity with the athletes promoting mental health awareness. On a nice day today, temperatures much more cool than they have been around these parts in the Mid-Atlantic. We're in Sparks, Maryland. We're about 20 minutes north of Baltimore. Fun for the whole family. Come on out and join us for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 2 more weekends of play after this one. Kylie Ohlmiller jogging back into position. Izzy McMahon has been the scoring star to this point in the game. After Marie McCool gave Team Colson the lead, McMahon hit for 2 and for a single, and both of those off of the left side. Her strong shot comes from the right, but she has 2 left-handed markers against Kaylee Waters.
Against Kaylee Waters and against her matchup, Meg Dowdy right there. I do expect after that timeout that Meg Dowdy's going to try and force her down the alley. Obviously, McMahon comfortable with both hands, but oftentimes when you force a lower angle shot, it's going to help your keeper out.
Team Colson lost to Team Apuzzo yesterday 10-9. Meg Dowdy, 29 in the purple, had 3 caused turnovers, plus she was on the receiving end of a couple of lacrosse balls around her head above the goggles. It was a rough outing for Meg, who has seen it all and done it all on a lacrosse field. Outstanding talent defensively during her collegiate days at Maryland, a 4-year starter and a Tewaaraton Award finalist. Warden and Mastriani on the draw, ball down. Lauren Gilbert out of the pack, didn't come up cleanly. At the restraining line, it belongs to Aldave and Team Colson. A pass to the interior, good hands though. Quick stick there, Haley Warden on the takeaway. Warden, a former Athletes Unlimited caused turnover champ.
Joe, if Haley wouldn't have gotten a stick on that, Nicole Levy was wide open right on the doorstep of Britt Reed's crease. So Haley Warden potentially protecting a goal from being scored, but earning a caused turnover in the process.
Gilbert last week, number 1 in the blue. She had 3 separate multi-goal games. This is Allie Kennedy getting to the alley against McCool. McMahon marked by Dowdy once more. Off the question mark, she'll pitch it back behind the goal. Inside, quick stick there. Waters makes the stop on Growney. Ooh. And then a high check to the head, sending McCool down and giving possession to Team Colson. 3-1 in the chase for the 20 points. You win each quarter. You get 20 for each player on your roster. The 3 for Izzy Colson. Lizzie's top threat on offense. Izzy McMahon, the driving force behind this 3-1 lead as Ohlmiller plays on the outside. Aldave parked behind the cage. Donovan, the rookie there. Off of the screen. Aldave didn't have any room to shoot it. Mastriani, likewise, as Bree Gross was in her path. Shot clock's at 12. McCool draws the double, and Reed straightens up to make the save. Britt Reed with her 3rd stop in this first quarter alone. 5 points for each of them on her individual leaderboard tally as Wood goes to the cage. Gilbert will settle up 6-on-6 and wait for offensive subs. Erica Evans will jog in from the midline.
Something that makes it hard for attackers to get a quality shot. They have to be aware of where the defense is at because there's no shooting space or 3 seconds. Defensive players slack off of their matchups a little bit more. The onus is on the shooter, as we've seen yellow cards, a couple red cards already this season.
Quick cut score! Lauren Gilbert on the finishing end.
But when you have a lot of movement offensively, the defense has got to go with you. And this is a prime example. Acting like she's going to work a little two-man game at the top with Scotty Rose Growney. Lauren Gilbert getting a step on her defensive player. Livy Rosenzweig with the assist. She had quite a few of those during her days at Towson. Lauren Gilbert showcasing that speed, the acceleration off of the cut, and they are just continuing on the scoring path.
Gilbert in her second season hoping to stay calm, see the game in slow motion. Fans, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse player name and number t-shirts. Go to shop.auprosports.com and get yours today. 4 goals, 4 points, I should say, unanswered in the last 5.5 minutes, including the 2-point strike from Izzy McMahon. Whistle right off the draw. Ronnie Anton heading the officials today. Possession belongs to Team Colson in purple. They trail in the quest for those 20 points to win the quarter by 3. Mastriani brings it in. Fiedler on the perimeter. Off this roll dodge, the flip for Mastriani. From 2-point range, Reed had that at her hip. Britt Reed looking sharp. Long range downfield. That missile in and out of the cross of Allie Kennedy. McCool was flattened. Possession for Team Colson.
Those two know a thing or two, and I intend to see that battle throughout this entire game. Allie Kennedy, Marie McCool, U.S. teammates as well. Both ends of the field, we're going to see them match up against one another as much as possible. Incredibly speedy, each of them for their respective teams.
Levy shifting gears away from Kennedy. Nice pass inside. Reed made another save on Fiedler. Britt Reed with 5 stops in the first quarter and counting. Kayla Wood will advance. She told us that Marie McCool helped to recruit her to Athletes Unlimited. McMahon firing from deep, trying to catch Waters napping. That was over top of the cage. Just 19 seconds left. Meg Dowdy again slow to get back up off the turf.
Joe, a yellow card to number 2 in blue, Izzy McMahon. As we see her taking this shot, the follow through right onto Meg Dowdy's head, whether it's Athletes Unlimited, NCAA, anytime there's a stick to head contact, it's gonna be a yellow card immediately, and poor Meg Dowdy.
It's been a bumpy weekend for her. The pass inside to Aldave, followed by McCool. She scores in the final 6 seconds of the quarter.
Marie McCool with the bookend goals. She started this game off for Team Colson, and now she has their 2nd point on the day. Picking up that little trash. I liked her hesitation before shooting. She froze Britt Reed in goal, picks up the ball, doesn't shoot it right away. The goalie's waiting for her. A quick little cradle attempt, get your goalie to move, and then a nice, easy finish. Again, not about the power, but the placement.
Well, the goalie's looking to stuff that shot, right? So Britt Reed is going cross to cross there, and that little pump fake hesitation makes Britt move. McCool converts. It's 4-2. Team Reed appears to be safe with regard to winning the 20 points available in the first quarter. Unless Mastriani uncorks a miracle here. She does get control of the draw. The feed ahead is low to McCool. We've played 10 minutes. A 4-2 opening frame, 20 points for everybody on the roster for Team Reed. 1/4 of the way through regulation on a sun-splashed Sunday in Sparks, Maryland. Lauren Gilbert and Izzy McMahon having the run of the field for Team Reed. They're on top by a deuce after 1. Friends from the promo department, we're talking WNBA Tuesday night in Connecticut. DeWanna Bonner and the Sun hosting the Lynx at Mohegan Sun Arena. Coverage tipping at 7 Eastern and 6 Central. As we enjoy Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3 with the customers here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor, done with the first 10 minutes. Team Reed, a 4-2 advantage, so they bank the 20 points available.
The 20 points, but more importantly, it's a matter of moving the ball, working with everyone. We've seen Izzy McMahon with back-to-back goals, and then an action of assisting the ball. When you work together, good things are going to happen. Rosenzweig to Gilbert. Reed just seems to be working a little bit better on the offensive end than what we've seen out of Team Colson.
Kaylee Waters is wearing a microphone for us today as she and her mates are breaking the huddle. Kaylee's getting a little bit of a drink. Kaylee, if you can hear me, Izzy McMahon crossed you up a couple times in that opening quarter. What is it about her shot that's difficult to stop?
Thanks for reminding me of that, Joe.
It's from goalie to goalie. It's done with love.
Hey, it's hard to forget, but you have to do that as a goalie. Anyway, Izzy, yeah, she's got a great shot. It's pretty smooth and it's quick. As much as she has a quick first step, she also has a really quick release, and I give her credit. She got a great shot off with her left hand. Got to be ready for everything, so ready to lock in. Got to lock in more on all the shots.
Kaylee, as you look at the stats from the first quarter, your team has come up with 5 of the draw controls as opposed to just 1 for Team Reed. How do you guys make a change and translate that into some offense?
Yeah, we got to get some better opportunities. We know from last game that we're great in transition, so we're going to try and push that more in transition instead of kind of slowing it down.
Kaylee, we appreciate the insight. Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Go Perp.
Check in with you again soon. Kaylee became a goalie in 7th grade. She said she was a little bit hesitant at first, but boy, has she gone on to an outstanding netminding career, collegiately, internationally, and professionally. Rosenzweig, a master at the draw circle, won that one to herself. As the team in blue, Team Reed gets the first possession of the second quarter. Courtney, I know this is an oddity, but as we near the halfway mark of the season, a team wearing the blue jersey hasn't won a game all campaign.
Well, let's not remind them of that at this point. Whenever we say something up here, I feel like it's always doomsday down on the field, or they prove us wrong, one of the two.
Speak for yourself. How dare you? Team Colson in the purple looking to clear. You have 20 seconds to get it across the midline in Athletes Unlimited. No harm there, no troubles for Dowdy. She finds McCool. Marie already with a couple on the board. drive. That's speared by Britt Reed. Reed with a half a dozen stops in this game. She'll get 5 points for every rejection. As Wood stays on side at the midline and offers to Lauren Gilbert. Gilbert with a great change of pace. Evans trailing the play. Back for Gilbert, going to the goal. She rattled the post. A new 60-second shot clock. Great effort selling out along the sideline there. It was Katrina Geiger, the veteran defender, who earns the ball for Team Colson.
Katrina Geiger, she had 6 years at Loyola University.
Pardon
here
me,
in
did you
Maryland.
say 6 years?
6 years, and she was not on her way to be a doctor, but lacrosse runs deep in her family. She played just about every position at Loyola, but really found her home on the defensive end of the field after quite a number of injuries, and it's been great seeing her out here. She's even had MVP points already in this first 2 weeks.
She's really intent on proving that her body can hold up. She's going to say, you know what, it's not over. My playing career isn't over until I say it is. As we are just getting going in the second quarter of play, awaiting a free position shot here. Andy Aldave cashed in a couple of these against Marino, and she buzzes Britt Reed's tower for another goal.
Earlier this season, she had 2 free position shots that both culminated into goals. Andy Aldave continuing on that streak. Very well placed. You see her do a little crow hop, a nice wind up. It's all about where you're putting the ball, but you got to be focused on net.
Courtney, exactly the same shot all 3 times. It crossed up Taylor Marino. It was a little bit of a hitch, and the same spot, same location there against Britt Reed to make this a 4-3 game.
I think that might be put on her scout from this point forward.
Yeah, don't foul her inside the arc. Andy Aldave, who joined Athletes Unlimited late in the season a year ago, she was an injury replacement, a lot like number 54 in the blue there, Livy Rosenzweig. Aldave getting adjusted to the full campaign after what was a whirlwind last year. The cool thing was she was a spectator. She was watching a lot of the Athletes Unlimited games from the stands and then got her chance to play and is now in her second season as a pro.
So many of these players in Athletes Unlimited have friends, teammates who may not be playing, but they come, they support their former college coaches as well. You love to see everyone in the stands.
Oldmiller fires and scores! Kylie Oldmiller accepting congratulations.
Kylie, she was drafted first in week 1 when we had the draft, and you can see why. She's coming back. She hasn't missed a step. She is a powerful dodger and shooter. Very tough. Oftentimes you'll see her on the ground after a shot because she will sell out as well. That quick little stutter and explosion, very hard to match.
Courtney, during your days playing collegiately at Maryland, did you ever need a little spark, a little boost of energy before a game? And if so, what was your choice? Was it a little coffee? Was it a soft drink?
It was some stuff called goo.
No, really?
Yes, G-U, I know. And
I don't know about that.
It looked gross, but it was great.
The reason I bring it up, Kylie says, you know, it's a handful of Skittles before a game. Gives her a little energy.
Sweet tooth.
Little energy. As she has drawn Team Colson even, at least until this challenge now that has been presented. Just 2 minutes and 23 seconds into the second quarter of what is, for the moment, a 4-4 game. Challenges can be made, reviews can be made by the officials, challenges by the facilitators. Team Colson, their facilitator is Catherine Conway, Boston College grad. Team Reed's facilitator is Christy Foote, former All-American at Notre Dame. Follow through again, Court? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, but it was after the shot, so the ball was already out of her stick, and her momentum continued in. I am super curious as the referees take a look at these different angles. The ball was out. And she continued running through, kind of she and the defender maybe mutually tangled a little bit. It just happened to be Kylie's stick as opposed to her body.
Lynn Bowers is about to make the assessment.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It is a goal. Blue loses the challenge.
So the goal is good, according to table official Lynn Bowers. Ohlmiller has made it a 4-4 draw. Sarah Resnick is joining us for a chair chat. She's the backup netminder to Kaylee Waters this weekend. Sarah, how are you enjoying things in your first season with Athletes Unlimited?
I am just having a ton of fun. It's awesome to be out here with all these amazing players, and I mean, I wouldn't want to be a backup to anybody else but Kaylee Waters. She's awesome to watch as well.
Sarah, who are some of the leaders, those captains, the veterans here in Athletes Unlimited that kind of tend to take everyone under their wing?
Well, one being Nicole Levy, my former assistant coach at University of Florida. She's been really awesome to watch, just you know, as a player, but also she's a really good mentor to all the rookies out here that are learning from her and everything. So she's great. And then Kylie Ohlmiller has been awesome as well.
Sarah, you were the understudy to Waters last week, too. You came off the bench, and in the second half, it was a lot like Katie Glynn did in season 1 of Athletes Unlimited. What's it like? You've been a starter all your life. What's it like to come off the pine?
I mean, it's definitely a little different. I feel like you kind of keep you on your toes type thing, you know. But I'm always ready to go when they need me, and I'm always here for, to be that person just in case that I need to go in.
Sarah, we obviously saw the first quarter go to Team Reed, but it's been all Team Colson here in the second quarter. What was the biggest change?
I think just keeping the ball hot. I think we definitely had a couple times where we noticed we slowed the ball down on offense, and we had some people open up top, and I think that we have been practicing that all week and just, keeping it moving, and we'll get that open girl, and we've been obviously finishing great so far.
Sarah Resnick, netminder and Athletes Unlimited. Team Colson in purple has the ball. We are level at 4 with 6 minutes to go in the opening half. This is the same Sarah Resnick, I understand, that's headed for nursing school. What interests you about that profession?
I come from a family of nurses, so that's always been a dream of mine to be in the medical field. So it wasn't really much of a hard decision to make, so I'm super excited to start that in September.
We know what today is. It's Athlete Cause Day, and it's all about mental health. What does that mean to you?
Mental health is a really big part of my life, and I think that many athletes have struggled with it, and I feel like it's been very stigmatized growing up, and I think that Athletes Unlimited has been doing a great job of really trying to destigmatize that for athletes, and just showing younger players that it's different to be mentally tough, and it's not about being mentally tough. It's about just being mentally strong and learning how to speak up for yourself.
Marie McCool's third goal, Sarah, has given Team Colson, your squad in purple, its first lead on the day, 5-4. I want you to have some fun with this with Courtney. Courtney, did you recruit Sarah to Arizona State? Is that true?
Oh, absolutely.
There we go. What did you like about her?
Love to have had Sarah in goal. Give me a break, of course. And the sunshine, she clearly chose a different sunshine state.
Yes.
Sarah, thanks so much. The former Gator in the cage and in the chair chat with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
As we step away, Team Colson has the 5-4 advantage. Get you back for more Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Today we're presented by Tops in Sparks, Maryland. I love the bonnet in the front row. Folks, you can get your ticket to the virtual Summer Fan Fest on July 31st. That's tomorrow by joining the Unlimited Club. Hear from your favorite players, experience one-on-one meet and greets, giveaways, and more. Join now for just $20 a year at auprosports.com/membership. Team Colson's put on a spirited rally. They are in charge, looking for those 20 points in the second quarter. A 3-0 lead in that frame has helped them take a 5-4 lead over Team Reed. Throughout the day, Cookie Carr's been wearing a microphone for us. It's time for us to go into the game with Air National Guard.
I'm mic'd up too.
Okay.
Who do we want Allie on?
We're shutting her down today.
Andy is either feeder or inside player. Here you go, Marge. Take it. Go, go, go. Oh my God. That's my fault. Good job. Thanks.
Cookie Carr there with a hug of appreciation to Kylie Ohlmiller, who danced her for a tally that made it 4-4. Marie McCool has followed it up with a hat trick marker. Marie's third of the game, 5-4 on the scoreboard overall, 3-zip for Team Colson in this second quarter. As all of a sudden, Courtney, things have developed nicely for Team Colson. What, from your vantage point, what's happened?
You know, I think Sarah said it best when they were just attacking the goal in transition, moving the ball well. Even though most of these goals have been unassisted by them, it's getting to the goal quickly from the defensive end to the offensive side, and you can see it in terms of the game leaders. This is all blue and purple players right now. Only the players on the field are ranked right here, and it's points. It's, have you won a draw control? Have you gotten a ground ball? Are you causing a turnover or scoring a goal? But then there's negative points too.
The two players at the top of the overall leaderboard will play in the nightcap, a game you can see 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on ESPNU. That's Team Apuzzo against Team Marino. Taylor Marino, the defending champion with Athletes Unlimited a season ago. Taylor Cummings, the Maryland great, was the inaugural winner of the gold medal in Athletes Unlimited. On August 13th, the top 4 players will receive medals. There's one individual champion that goes into the Book of Unlimited. Season 3 for lacrosse, championship season number 4 for softball. As these two sports work concurrently on ESPN. This one's off the post, a rip from Naslonsky. Had Reed beaten the ricochet all the way to the midline. Wood comes up with the scoop. Lofting it ahead for Gilbert. Gilbert lets it fly. Shuffling over there at the hip was Waters. It's backed up on the end line by Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig, a dynamic point scorer and producer with the Loyola Greyhounds. Better than 200 goals and 200 assists in her career. A rarity. Evans picked up by Dowdy. Here comes the double from Colson. Lizzie so active on the perimeter. McMahon slings it inside. Kennedy gets sandwiched. Warden thinking about the 2. Just halfway through the shot clock. Rosenzweig delivers. Warden off the cut to the cage. She scores! Haley Warden.
Rosenzweig again with the vision on the field. This time, all eyes were on Haley Warden. Again, it's kind of the double cut. 2 players together defensively. They're slacking off just a little bit. That slight step giving Haley Warden all she needs, and the patience before taking the shot. She could have taken it earlier with the lower angle, goalkeeper holding her pipe. She didn't. She elected to continue that dodge. Very smart Haley Warden tying things up here at 5s.
Haley Warden, outstanding during her collegiate career. James Madison, 2 times an All-American. Making this a 5-5 game. You can up the stakes this summer by participating in the Fantasy Pick'em League. Next week, predict the top 4. Win a top cards pack. Make your picks now at auprosports.com/fantasy. Inside the draw circle. Mastriani and Warden. And out of the pack comes Kennedy. She was fouled. It'll be possession for Team Reed in the blue. Team Reed falling to Team Apuzo on Thursday by 1. Getting blasted by Team Marino 12-4 last night. Team Colson's 2 losses to Marino 9-5 in the opener. 10-9 yesterday to Sam Apuzo's squad. McMahon with a couple of goals in the opening quarter, one of them a 2. Rosenzweig operating back behind the cage. And Kennedy circles it up for Gilbert, who took her eyes off that pass. Shot clock's at 20. Evans. Right down the lane there. Waters made the save on Gilbert, who wasted no time pulling the trigger. Waters with the stop. Give her 3 on the day.
Lauren Gilbert, she creates so much separation. That last one, quick little give and go. If her shot placement, she took another little second before shooting, this could be a very different game with Team Reed potentially having more on the board.
Ohlmiller off the split dodge from right to left. You know, I was teasing you and Sarah Resnick about you recruiting her to Arizona State. When we talk about Lauren Gilbert, she was never really on anyone's radar on the recruiting trail.
You know, it's hard for players from non-traditional areas to get seen by so many college coaches.
Mastriani's rips deflected off the outside of the post. Gilbert, who hails from Oregon. Wood is hobbled. And there's a yellow card coming up. Ali Mastriani will exit. This will be a player-up situation for Team Reed in blue.
Former teammates Mastriani and Wood, the UNC Tar Heels. As we take another look, it's going to be a shot below the knee. Little dance and step for Kayla Wood. Doesn't feel too good. The lacrosse ball is hard and rubber, but thank goodness it was below the knee, which is a yellow as opposed to above a red.
Kayla will have a date with an ice bag later after this game. McMahon walks it ahead. Player up situation now for Team Reed. In this second quarter, Team Colson has the advantage, 3 points to 1. 20 points are available for everybody on the roster when you win the frame. Rosenzweig switch it. Evans inside for Gross Growney, and good defense. As usual, Lizzie Colson was right there shoulder to shoulder.
Making sure she didn't catch the ball to the inside. Another caused turnover for her. Very heads up, always looking around, knows her surroundings so very well.
Strong ride here from Team Reed. Colson just does get it across midline before 20. Lizzie showing off her speed, finds Ohlmiller. Ohlmiller's snapshot just missed the goal. Backed up on the end line by Andy Aldave. Final 100 seconds of the opening half, and a good one. A 5-5 draw today. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Marie McCool has been a driving force in purple. She has 3 markers in the first half alone. Bree Gross there to defend. Little shake and bake move. The pass for Ohlmiller, who moved before she had it in her cross. Ali Palermo driving ahead. Palermo, among the ground ball leaders this week, just picks up another one. As Kennedy checks over her shoulder, she'll see that there is 1 minute 5 seconds left and 45 seconds to go on the shot clock.
We've seen throughout the weekend more and more teams and players electing to run an offensive and defensive mid, save the legs. Every position just has 4 players, so that can be a lot to ask for many of these midfielders to run an entire game with just 1 sub, but throw another attacker and defender in there, you have 2 out of the 3 with an extra sub.
Just a reminder, tomorrow we'll draft again as Gilbert sends this one wide. Once we are through with the game tonight and the MVP voting and the appeals process takes place, the top 4 will be captains. They'll draft tomorrow morning. New squads that'll get to week 3 underway on Thursday. As Waters looks to exit with a dozen seconds remaining in the half. Mastriani has room to create. Down the wing, Ohlmiller fires, punched away by Reed. As she'll pounce on it in the crease. That should do it for the opening half We're deadlocked at 5. Team Colson wins the second quarter, 3 points to 1. 20 points for everybody on that roster. Marie McCool, outstanding in the opening half. McCool with 3 of the 5 points on the board for the team in purple. We will get you set for halftime, get you back to USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, right after these messages. Too much time on our hands. We've run through the first 20 minutes of play at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Team Colson and Team Reed, they have their feet up at the half on ESPN. Courtney, one eye on lacrosse, the other on Athletes Unlimited softball. Game 1 today, it's Team McClenny against Team Rhodes.
At the top of the 7th, Rachel Garcia goes deep for Team Rhodes and ties it up at 3.
An absolute no-doubter there.
Then in the bottom of the 7th, runners on 1st and 3rd. Sierra Romero with the squeeze bunt, scoring Victoria Hayward with the winning run. 4-3 final for Team McClenny.
Beautifully timed, just beating the play at the plate. AUX winner Rachel Garcia attempting to be the first player in Athletes Unlimited history to win multiple titles in the same calendar year. Softball athletes, they have some games to make up on Monday, Court, not televised, and then we can focus on the week ahead.
When you look at the schedule, no team captains yet as the draft has yet to occur. One of the biggest matchups that always makes me excited is at the very end of the week, Team Orange versus Team Gold. The top 2 captains of the leaderboard are going to match up on Sunday at 4:30 on ESPN+.
All righty, Joe and Courtney, refocus on lacrosse when we return to Sparks. We'll let you know about what's cooking with the Lax draft and the games to come in week 3 ahead. right after this. All's quiet on the field for now. One half of play in the books with Team Colson and Team Reed getting a much-needed rest on ESPN. Each Monday during lacrosse season, Athletes Unlimited puts the captains to work at the draft table. It goes tomorrow at 11 a.m. It is a reverse snake draft, and each squad will wind up with 14 players on the roster that will play in 3 games in the week ahead. Once the rosters have been assembled, everybody gets back to work on Thursday. Double Dip you can find on ESPNU, and we finish up with the last 3 games of the week on ESPN+. Folks, we know you want to see the best from today's first half. We'll have those highlights for you in a jiffy. Courtney Martinez-Connor joins me on the other side. One last halftime segment right after these words. Hey, now, in the middle of the screen there, that's Taylor Marino, the defending champion in Athletes Unlimited. Now, shouldn't she be in the dressing room getting ready? She's having fun on the concourse at the half in the first game between Team Colson and Team Reed, a back-and-forth affair that's deadlocked at 5. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Courtney's a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I just wish I could have that kind of resume. We've seen goals come in clusters in this game. Why have these two teams played a game of runs?
Most importantly, it's about getting off to a quick start. And we saw that initially happen for Team Colson, and then Team Reed answered back, but they just did it in a number of times. You want to try and slow the opponent from going on any large runs, and I think the most we've seen is 3 goals back-to-back. Not a bad job, but you want to try and stop it, answer goal for goal as soon as possible.
Team Reed has had no fun trying to put a stop to Marie McCool today. She's been the main factor offensively for Lizzie Colson's troops.
Marie McCool, it's fun to watch her on the field. She's just so very fluid. Everything she does on the field, she seems to glide, but she's also a workhorse. Very diligent in what she does on the field. I like to watch her in action. Again, just a very smooth player, different from Izzy McMahon. Izzy McMahon, powerful, explosive. Everything she does is a quick little move, and then she is off to the races.
Every scouting report says Izzy goes to her right. She had 2 goals there with her left hand, including a 2-pointer. As we look at the first half numbers, the turnover story stands out.
If you're turning over the ball a lot, it just means those decision makings aren't the best. So I do expect for Team Reed to slow things down a little bit, maybe not force so much, take their time, utilize the shot clock to get the best look on cage.
All righty, folks, that's going to do it for the half. When we return, Courtney and I will itemize the biggest movers and shakers so far in this game on the leaderboard. Thankfully, you don't have to face a goalie that covers that much room on ESPN. Those two athletes flapping in the breeze. They meet in the nightcap, 7:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Team Apuzzo, Team Marino warming up. The lid lifter today is Team Colson and Team Reed, a 5-5 draw. after 20 minutes of play. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. And Courtney, when we look at the game within this game, we can see the players who've made the biggest move point-wise in the Colson-Reed clash.
Now there's a big mix of those in purple as well as those in blue. The game is tied at 5-5. Marie McCool, you have to talk about her. She has 3 goals on the day today. Obviously, for every goal, you get 12 points, and that moves you up quickly. But then the second spot to someone in blue, Kayla Wood. She is causing turnovers. She is getting ground balls. She's getting draw control. She is very involved. So it's not just position specific. Anybody can be on the board.
Kaylee Waters has her ears in. Kaylee, you've been a captain in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. How has Lizzie Colson done this weekend?
Lizzie's been great. She's kind of let each person kind of use their strength. You know, she wants the offense leaders to step up and talk. And then, you know, she's also just been a huge leader on the defense, causing turnovers, communicating, and having people's back.
Kaylee, when we talked to you on Media Day, you told us what it means to be a great goalkeeper. Can you tell all our young fans of what they need to do?
Yeah, when it comes to game time, being a great goalie is that mental focus, and in order to get that mental focus, it starts with that training, that high level, really locking in and not going through the motions, you know, and having a love for the game and love for what you're doing. You're not just showing up. You have intention and love of playing with your teammates and the game.
Kaylee, thanks a lot for the input. We'll be checking back in with you soon.
Absolutely. Go Purple.
Indeed. 5-5, Team Colson in the purple, Team Reed in the blue. 20 minutes left in regulation in this one. Final game of the weekend for these two teams. There'll be a draft tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. The top 4 players on the leaderboard once the Apuzzo-Marino matchup is concluded tonight. They'll be the captains choosing new squads, these fluid rosters all throughout Athletes Unlimited. This is season 3 in lacrosse. Athletes are the leaders. They're the decision makers in this league. There's a player executive committee that meets and presides over all the ins and outs of this professional sport. Nicole Levy, fabulous yesterday, held in check so far. She heard me. She just missed in an effort for her first goal. This after 6 yesterday. Ball down. Donovan had her first marker overturned yesterday. Marge Donovan ran through the crease in celebration and had it challenged by Marino and taken off the board. Evans for Kennedy. Kennedy for McMahon. That pass gets away. Waters so quick from the cage. She stole it. She did get the cause turnover there. Give the 14 points to Kaylee Waters for her hustle. And now Emma Trenchard, zigs and zags. Trenchard, her first day at practice when she was in Chapel Hill. First day. Coach Phil Barnes says, you know, I want that athlete on the defensive end. And Jenny Levy said, go ahead. And they turned her into an All-American.
I think it's funny that she said when the coaches called out who was where in terms of midfielders, she was still left standing there waiting for her name. And she's like, okay, I think that means I am definitely the defender. Coach Barnes got his wish.
I was going to say, either that or I'm Miss Irrelevant. Nice pass there. Great look. Cross crease. Old Miller with a dazzling pass for the conversion. It's Team Colson on top. Andy Aldave on the business end of a beautiful look.
Joe, I'm not even sure how this squeaked through. Kylie O'Miller, far right side of your screen. Andy Aldave down on the crease. It's as if they forgot about her. Can't forget about the person behind the goal. But that pass, the feed, right on the money. Andy Aldave finishing with a nice quick stick. She didn't have a lot of time. 2 crashing defenders realized, oh wait, there she is.
4 multi-goal games in her career now for Andy Aldave. She had a hat trick against Apuzzo this season. The pass from Old Miller, the vision to find Aldave waiting crease side for the easy stash. It's 6-5 for Team Colson in purple. 1-0 in this third quarter. 10-minute frames in Athletes Unlimited. If you win the quarter, everybody on your roster gets 20 points. Mastriani wins the draw to herself. 2 points for that. On the handoff to Marie McCool. McCool, who had the 3 goals in the opening half. That's 3 times 12 points for Marie. Just one of the reasons why she's the top dog to this point in the game. Mastriani on the flip for McComb. We mentioned the player executive committee. Lindsay is a co-chair along with Mira Shane. McComb, collegiately outstanding at Northwestern. McCool keeps it hot for Aldave. Cookie Carr right there attached to her hip. Wood has McCool. McCool across the top with a bouncer wide of Britt Reed. Backed up on the end line by McCone with 15 seconds to shoot.
McCone's been fairly quiet throughout Athletes Unlimited so far.
Marie McCool was doubled over there, a little boo-boo around the hand, it looked like. Back comes Wood on the hand-to-head for Gilbert. Gilbert tracking down Kennedy. Alley fidgets inside the arc. You score from behind that arc, you'll get 2 points, as Izzy McMahon did at this end of the field back in the first.
You know, sometimes with rosters changing so often, you're just waiting to find your groove on the field. Sometimes players find it easier to connect. Others waiting for that perfect matchup. Who do they work best with? It's almost like you're back in recruiting time at showcases.
Beautiful day here at USA Lacrosse headquarters court. Temperatures in the 80s. Mental Health Awareness Day with Athletes Unlimited. Evans crossing over, harassed by Mastriani, and then Waters makes the stop in tight. Athletes Unlimited players believing that we can all show up as our best selves. Kaylee Waters will advance the ball and clear. Kaylee, good stop there if you can hear me. When you're orchestrating a defense, Kaylee, what's the most important thing for a goalie to keep defenders aware of? Mastriani has it at this end. From the sharp angle, she sent it wide. It's Ohlmiller who will chase it down. Ohlmiller picked up by Carr. Loops it over the head of Levy. This is a turnover, and that's been the bugaboo for Kylie Ohlmiller this season. Every turnover you create, give up, it's -10. Carr gets decked by Colson. Lizzie helping her fellow veteran defender back to her feet after the foul.
Cookie in transition. She had a head full of steam, and that high stick potentially could have knocked the wind out of her because Cookie is incredibly strong and tough. It takes a lot to knock her down.
Katrina Geiger says her mom is her role model, the hardest working person she's ever met. Mom, Kathleen, a Tewaaraton Legend winner. This is Sam Fiedler. Fiedler, a player who was motivated by a torn Achilles her senior year in college at Loyola. Those injuries make you appreciate when you get back. McCool on the go.
All about handling that adversity. You know, it's tough. And then again, we're talking about the mental health. It does take its toll on you when you have an injury coming back from that. Britt Reed being one of those many people. She's had several injuries.
Britt Reed tore her ACL in Athletes Unlimited Season 1. She just made the intercept there, the caused turnover. Britt's having a huge day with her save totals. Gilbert fires, nice stop there. Lightning quick reflexes from Waters. Ball down near the midline. Lizzie Colson overran it. McMahon comes up with it. 4 minutes to go in the third. In this third frame, the lone goal belongs to Andy Aldave of Team Colson. So they're in the lead for the 20 points per frame. Scotty Rose grounding on the isolation against McCool, who trades her off to Trenchard for a moment. Plenty of time on the 60-second shot clock. A pass, though, from McMahon, too tall for Gilbert.
Joe, and that's a costly mistake. Whenever you have a turnover, it is -14. -10.
Correct.
-10, I correct my mistake.
Naslonsky controls it. TT looking for Ali Mastriani. Mastriani, those long strides, powers her way into the defense there, and Team Reed does the job. Reed's outlet on one bounce for Allie Kennedy. Look at her motor into the offensive end. Waiting for the 6-on-6 to develop. Scotty Rose Growney jogging in from the sideline. She has the ball in her cross.
Incredible athleticism. Team Colson got into the hole quickly, slowing that fast break down. All of these players, quick, incredible shape.
Talk about Mental Health Awareness Day. Allie Kennedy has worked with a sports psychologist in the past, benefited greatly from it. Gilbert inside, stopped by Waters, who is locked in on the lacrosse ball right now. Kaylee Waters between the pipes, outstanding. 5 points for every save today, as Waters' save total is now up to 7. Geiger finds Oldmiller. Oldmiller over the top. Levy. McCone looking for an outlet as Geiger gets back onto the defensive half. Mastriani will jog in. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock, final 2 minutes of the third. Still just a 1 goal for Team Colson in purple, leading the third quarter scoring summary. Naslonsky against Wood. Wood in great position there to make the takeaway check. And it's a cause turnover. The ground ball picked up by Cookie Carr. The cause turnover for Wood, a plus 14, and back comes Donovan. The rookie defender wheeling at the offensive end with 1:15 to go in this quarter. A pass for Evans just out of reach. This is over and back against Team Reed. Levy with some get up and go, looking quickly for Lizzie Colson, the captain driving in. Colson's feed deflected. Donovan was a tower of strength there against Aldave. In the final minute of the third, close game, 6-5, Team Colson in purple. McCone against Kennedy. The stick check there, the ball out of the cross, but the whistle gives possession back to Team Colson. Marie McCool backpedaling away. Evans takes her a long way from the cage. Shot clock down to 18. Marie checking the game clock, which reads 24. Gets into gear, skips it on through for Levy. To the inside, Mastriani, flattened by Cookie Carr. Gonna be a free position shot here for Mastriani in the final 14 seconds. Allie Mastriani gets her goggles back. Mastriani working on the free position. One-on-one against Reed. Poised to pull the trigger. Fires and sailed it wide. Backed up on the end line by Levy. As this is scooped into the corner, shot clock violation. Last possession of the frame belongs to Team Reed. It's hoisted 70 yards downfield, and that will do it. So in the third quarter, just a single goal. Aldave from Oldmiller. Team Colson wins the third quarter, 1-0. Just 10 minutes to play. A fired up Kaylee Waters between the pipes for Lizzie Colson's squad. It's been a very, very good game. A physical game between Colson and Reed. Down the stretch with you right after this. Lax fans, the summer soccer schedule continues Tuesday night on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus, with a much-anticipated matchup between Serie A power AC Milan and La Liga powerhouse Barcelona, all originating from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Coverage of that friendly begins at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific. Here in Sparks, Maryland, about 20 minutes north of Baltimore, USA Lacrosse headquarters, the venue for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, presented by Tops. Through three quarters, you see Lizzie Colson's gang, the only team on the board. One measly goal in the third, so they win the frame 1-0. And they have the lead 6-5 heading to the final 10 minutes of play. It is Mental Health Awareness Day with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and all of the players have offered their thoughts, led off by Charlotte North.
Putting mental health first is so important, and it's something that should be prioritized and given resources for as physical health and sports is given. And I think that we are definitely here to advocate that and amplify that, because it's one of the most important things in sport, but also in life.
It's okay to not be okay, and I think that a lot of athletes go through that and trying to break the stigma around taking a break or doing what you need to do for yourself, talking to people, getting help, asking for help. Those kinds of things are starting to be more celebrated, which I think is fantastic. We've started talking about it, but we have such a long way to go in terms of the systemic change that needs to happen in the support for athletes. For those kids out there and adults who are struggling, you will get through it. You will strive through. There is always a solution.
Joe, I love to see all of the athletes here and Athletes Unlimited taking a break and realizing the importance of mental health. They all attended a workshop earlier to address recovery, how to use tools. All of these players find it so very important.
Great job by Athletes Unlimited all the way around across its 4 different sports to raise awareness, to provide support. That's what we're doing today on Mental Health Awareness Day. Fourth quarter unfolds. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse presented by Tops. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez-Connor. 3 cheers for all the men and women in our technical crew for their efforts throughout this season, which reaches the midway mark once we finish up Game 2 tonight. Team Marino and Team Apuzzo in the nightcap at 7:30 on ESPNU. Once they're done and the MVP voting is tabulated and all the appeals processes are complete, 4 captains tomorrow, 11 a.m. the draft, new teams getting set for week 3, which begins on Thursday. Oldmiller with that dive attempt, looking for the 2 from behind goal line extended. We saw Levy do that twice yesterday. Kylie just missed. Here's Nicole trying her hand at it against Warden. Mastriani up top. Alley off the face dodge, a sizzler that's over top of the cage. Backed up on the end line, a free position, a caused turnover for Kayla Wood. And she'll start back with Marge Donovan. Finished her college career at Maryland, 4 years at Princeton. Was the Ivy League Defender of the Year back in the day when she was with the Tigers.
So now that we're in this fourth quarter, you have to just take a look at what players are standing out. Who is getting quality looks at goal? Despite Gilbert not being on the scoreboard, you know that she can generate shots.
A rip here that Waters bends to fend off. Everybody's trying to make an impression now on the future captains. Hey, pick me higher in the draft tomorrow with their solid play.
That's right, and you don't know who those captains are going to be, although I think it's safe to say Taylor Marino is going to be one of the 4 most likely wearing gold again. Marie McCool, you have to look at her and say she's done a great job on the field today.
How about the rookie Abby Bosco? There are 3 rookies, Courtney, in the top 10 on the leaderboard when we started today. 7 rookies in the top 25 when we started today.
Bosco, Detweiler, both defensive players who are just strong. Obviously, they're coming off of their collegiate season, so they're in shape, and they're excited that you can be more physical here in Athletes Unlimited. It just allows these players to showcase that athleticism.
Moreau showing off for the midfielders among the rookies. We get a fresh shot clock here. 7:20 left in regulation. Score 6-5 in favor of Kylie Oldmiller's troops. Team Olsen in purple. Lizzie Colson's squad trying to pick up a win. Same for Britt Reeds, both of them 0-2 into play today. Staring into the sun, that one gets away from Naslonsky. Beautiful day, temperatures in the 80s. The rains that came through yesterday, which actually delayed play for a little bit, have taken a lot of the humidity out. Dropped the heat down a little bit too.
It's definitely not a 110
No.
on the turf today. I think that's a positive for all the players on the field. We just saw Marge Donovan clearing that ball with ease. She's been so consistent. She's one of the rookies out here for Team Reed.
McMahon hovering against Dowdy. Playing a two-person game with Growney, who wanted to set the pick. Gilbert against Colson, and then back behind. Evans with her defender hung up. Erica Evans looking for McMahon. Shot clock under 10. Izzy fenced in there by Geiger. Shot clock at 3. McMahon turns on the wraparound. Good defense by Katrina Geiger. Transition time now for Team Colson. Catherine Conway is joining us for a chair chat. She's the facilitator for Team Colson. 6-on-6 at this end. The cross delivery comes on through. Catherine, what were your thoughts when you watched Nicole Levy go for 6 yesterday?
Oh, love it, absolutely love it. She went off, she played fun, she played loose. It was awesome to see her do what she does best.
Catherine, we saw some challenges. Are those your call on the field, or the players who are getting that message to you saying, hey, wait a second, we got to look at this?
It's a little bit of both. We have a conversation before the game, what we want to look for, and if something's a little suspect or we think we might be able to get one, then we're going to call it.
Just over 5 minutes left in the fourth in a 1-goal game. Catherine's squad, Team Colson in the purple, trying to advance the lead here. Getting underneath, back behind for Ohlmiller. Kylie shaping things up, turns and sends it wide of Britt Reed. Catherine, when you look at the scoreboard now in less than 5 minutes, you're protecting a 1-goal game. What's the most important thing to do defensively?
Defensively, we're sending slides early, honestly, not trying to keep away from getting any fouls inside the key. We've had some really nice takeaways, playing some really nice team defense, looking to keep that up. Kaylee Waters coming up huge for us in this second half with some really crucial saves and advancing the ball in transition, so looking to have her continue to do that.
Catherine, Captain Lizzie Colson, she's so physical and tough on the field. What do you think are some of her other best attributes that we maybe aren't able to see here up in the stands?
Captain of good vibes. She's a great locker room captain, keeping everyone together, keeping everyone light. She has a great pregame playlist. Love hearing it, love being a part of it.
Bree Gross on her way towards the cage. This will get away from Kennedy, picked up by McMahon. Gilbert straight away with 5 seconds to shoot. Rosenzweig, great move to the inside, but there's Colson helping and getting the applause from her facilitator,
Let's go!
Catherine Conway. Back comes Marie McCool in transition, looking for the fast break. Levy to McCool. That one's
what a
blocked.
knockdown.
Yeah, I agree. A fine play from Catherine, from Cookie Carr. Catherine, I noticed something about your bio that caught my attention. Rosenzweig going to the goal. She scores to level the count at 6. Catherine, I noticed something from your bio. I wish we had more time to talk about it, but we have to step away. We do appreciate the efforts. Facilitator Catherine Conway, best of luck down the stretch.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We step away with a scoreboard deadlocked at 6. Time for this TV timeout. Down the stretch in a close one in just a moment. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Tops and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Tasting good in the stands, yummy, yummy, in the fourth quarter of a really good game, 6-6. Just one goal in the fourth. It came for Britt Reed's squad, leveling the count. We remind you that for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Coming into this weekend of play, the lacrosse athletes had 42 helpers. That means 420 trees have been committed with their assists, and we see some Aspiration helpers being doled out here with Haley Warden on the finishing end. Players and Athletes Unlimited know that it is better to give than receive.
It's all about being a good teammate. Livy Rosenzweig with 2 assists, Kylie Ohlmiller, both of them known for their scoring capabilities, but also their ability to facilitate, move the ball, and see those open players on the inside.
Athletes Unlimited, all about the captain's ability to assemble and lead unique teams that are going to change from week to week. We'll have a draft tomorrow morning, fresh 4 squads involved in a doubleheader on Thursday. But for right now, pride's on the line, Courtney. These 2 teams haven't won this weekend. They're involved in a really close game. What's likely to make the difference?
You know, you got to win the ball at the draw, have possession, but you need to make the most of every single time you have the ball on the offense. There's 3:30 left in this game, so those 60 seconds that you have the ball, it's a game of humility. Give up your okay shot for a better looking shot to a teammate. Let the ball do the work, and then on the flip side, defensively, let's not have any fouls. We've seen too many free positions throughout the entire weekend. Give up nothing easy. Make them really work for their goal.
6-all with 3:29. Kaylee Waters making her way back to the cage. Kaylee, you always tell us you love the pressure situations. What are your emotions like right now?
Yeah, if the camera's on me, you can catch me with a big smile on. You know, we like a good fight to come out on top. So emotions, pretty confident and positive. The defense has been doing an amazing job all game, and I really trust that the offense will be able to finish.
Kaylee, who was speaking right at that timeout before coming out for these final 3:30?
I know a bunch of different people had spoke. Emma Trenchard had spoke, some offense. I also had just told the team, you know, that we're gonna effing finish this. Both teams are 0-2, and a lot's on the line. So one of us is gonna be the winner. We want it to be us, and we just gotta stay focused and fearless.
Kaylee, thanks a lot for the access and the insight. We appreciate it.
Yeah, go Perp!
Kaylee Waters, when she was captain, she learned last year to be more hands-off. Let a lot of people do the work, as well as the captain. Her captain this weekend, defender Lizzie Colson, has been outstanding. This is a 6-6 game. 1-0 for Team Reed in the fourth quarter, chasing down those 20 points. The winning side, everybody, all 14 players on the roster, get 45 points. Rosenzweig has been a demon at the draw circle. She wins another, gets 2 points for the draw control, as Donovan advances for Team Reed in blue.
Not surprised. Rosenzweig got MVP points earlier in the week. She had a lot of draw controls in her debut. Rosenzweig again at the collegiate level. She earned a lot for Loyola. She wasn't able to play in the first season. She was selected as a rookie due to her major, but this time she is making some noise.
Waters to the splits and makes the stop on that left-handed shot from McMahon. McMahon beat her twice lefty in the first quarter. Not that time. Levy over the shoulder. Aldave backside. Ohlmiller just failed to convert. A sharp angle chance there, a chance to take the lead. It was a Rosenzweig goal that's tied it for Reed in the fourth. 2:25 left. Evans lost the handle. Recaptures, though, weathering the storm from Meg Dowdy. Rosenzweig says, hey, let's chill. We've got 38 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time. As you look at the overall leaderboard, left side of the screen, find your favorites. Track them all season long. We're moving to the tail end of week 2 of 4. Season 3 with Athletes Unlimited. Team Colson barking out the defensive assignments. Kennedy off the sweep. Didn't get a step there on McCool. She sent it wide. Closest to the ball, Warren, when it leaves the field on a shot, gets possession. It belongs to Rosenzweig. 7 seconds to shoot. Izzy McMahon outside the arc. McMahon triple team. That's a shot clock violation against Team Reed.
Every single game, the defense gets tougher and tougher. The score, quite low scoring for a bunch of professional athletes, but again, the defense, they're taking risks. They're on the hands of the attackers, but no shooting space or 3 seconds, so they are allowed to pack it in a little bit more, making it difficult to see any good quality shots.
Which team, which player gets to celebrate with the late drama of a game winner, perhaps, in regulation in the final 60 seconds? 25 seconds on the shot clock for McCool with Ohlmiller. McCool off the hitch, flips to Ohlmiller. Front swinging Aldave, scores! The hat trick for Andy Aldave.
Andy Aldave had the lone goal in quarter 3 for both teams, and here she is in the final quarter. Nice cut up around the crease again. Sometimes you can be forgotten back there. Kylie Ohlmiller dishing out the helper. Love to get herself a better angle. Andy Aldave carrying the ball a little bit higher. She knows that the defensive player on her feet are kind of stuck in mud a little bit, so she is able to get a better angle. Andy Aldave giving the lead to Team Colson. And if they can just get this draw control and essentially run out the clock, then they get their first win of week 2.
Aldave, perfect. 3 goals on 3 shots that have hit the cage today. Experience the excitement of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in person here in Sparks by getting your tickets today. Join us on Thursday. Special $5 ticket offer. Go to auprosports.com/tickets. Use the promo code 5, F-I-V-E, to get yours today. Aldave, perfect today. Levy was 6 for 6 yesterday. Shooting supremacy for Team Colson. A 1-goal lead down the stretch. Huge draw here. Can Rosenzweig get it from Mastriani? Ball down. And McCool comes up with a scoop. The all-time leader in draw controls is Marie McCool, and she gets some big hugs from her mates with a timeout on the field.
You know, all the captains relying on their facilitators. It can be difficult when you're involved in the play to make a timeout call or your motions are running high. So those facilitators, so necessary to help with the game plan. They won possession. They need to call timeout to make sure they have time to talk it over.
Facilitators, they're helpers, they're advisors, they're organizers, and they help the captains very much so tomorrow at the 11 a.m. draft time when new teams are selected for week 3. 7-6 down the stretch. Team Colson has the advantage with 39 seconds to go. Folks, we remind you about a WNBA game to come. It'll be Tuesday night in Connecticut. DeWanna Bonner and the Sun hosting the Lynx at Mohegan Sun Arena. Coverage tipping at 7 Eastern, 6 Central in that one. Andy Aldave and Marie McCool, the primary scoring options for Team Colson, each with a hat trick today. Team Reed in blue, trailing by 1, 39 seconds left in the quest to chase down and force this game into overtime. The fourth quarter alone, Courtney, I have a 1-1 score in the chase for the 20 points that are available for whoever wins the fourth. The ball is in the cross of Lizzie Colson, the captain for the team dressed in purple. She's going to have to spring away from a double team. Kennedy and Gilbert, perhaps the 2 fastest on Team Reed, going to chase her down. Colson showing off her own wheels down the sideline. It's a game of keep away. Great stick check by Kennedy. Ball up in the air. Mastriani with the first time grounder. A huge play. 7-6 for Team Colson. McCool spins out of traffic. They'll spread the field for Ohlmiller. 14 seconds to go. 2 winless squads this weekend. Played an outstanding game today, and it will be Team Colson on top thanks to the last-minute goal from Andy Aldave, a 7-6 win.
Look at those smiles, the celebration for Team Colson. Everything coming together. A tough loss last night, 1 goal to Team Apuzzo, and they have done it today. Ended on a positive note for everyone in purple.
Britt Reed and her squad vanquished by the Aldave late strike in the final minute. Andy Aldave, in this her first full season of Athletes Unlimited. She came in as an injury replacement last year. Aldave, the graduate transfer from Notre Dame to North Carolina, 4 years with the Irish. Just a brilliant performance. As we look at the in-game leaderboard, Kaylee Waters, the netminder, was so cool as a cucumber in the crunch time situation. She adds 144 points today.
And how cool is this? Kaylee Waters, a goalie, Lizzie Colson, defender, Marie McCool, midfielder, Andy Aldave, an attacker. Again, just goes to show you do your work on the field, no matter the position, you will be rewarded.
A 7-6 win. Aldave with 3, McCool with 3. Ohlmiller was on the board, and I thought this was Kylie's best showing of the season as she comes back, as she kicks off some of the rust from missing all of last year with that bad knee.
You know, and it can be tough when you're first coming back. Your confidence may be a little bit low, but once you kind of break the seal, she had a goal, 2 assists today, and things are continuing to fall for her. Again, her teammates believe in her. She was chosen first in the draft for week 1.
Andy Aldave, beaming smile there in the middle of that huddle for her squad. Team Colson prevails 7-6. Aldave needed only 3 shots to cash in 3 times.
The first one, a free position. She has been an absolute sniper from that spot. And then she's sneaky around the crease, knows when to cut, times it just right. And then she and Kylie Ohlmiller once again connecting on the field, and Andy Aldave leaving nothing to chance as she gave herself that game-winning goal with the dive-in shot.
As the players go through their MVP voting, I'm sure a lot of them will choose number 31 in the purple. Andy Aldave is joining us post-game. Andy, what's it like to get a game winner in the last minute?
Definitely thrilling. It was so fun. Honestly, I didn't know how much time was on the clock until I looked up and I was like, wow, I guess it was the game winner. I was just kind of in the moment, having fun. And honestly, we were just focused on winning the quarter because we knew those points would roll over, but just happy to get a win. It's tough going 0-2 and then you come to Sunday, and I think obviously Blue was 0-2 as well. So just coming out with a win, seeing everyone smiling, some first win of the season. So it's just really fun.
Andy, what did you feel like was the turning point today when you felt like your team was going to walk away with this win?
I think just like halftime, we knew we were doing well, just the little things. I think we were just talking about finishing our shots. We had really good looks. We were doing really well in the draw controls today. But yeah, just the little things. I think we were just, celebrating the little things, continuing to have fun, and I think just spreading that belief to each other to know that we could do it. And obviously we ended up pulling it out.
Andy, we want to go back with you to the game-winning goal. From what you can remember of it, we're about to show it too. What was the key to creating that chance and converting it?
Honestly, it was a play, or kind of not even a play, just some offense that we were trying to run. Just an alley sweep, bang it through X and hit the backside, and then Kylie Ohlmiller found me for a nice little crease sneak. I don't play a lot at X, but I've been having fun, just throwing risks out there, having fun, and she had a really good pass, and passer makes the shooter, so just had to finish it and put it away.
Well done, Andy. Very well done. We appreciate your insight. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Thanks.
Andy Aldave, victorious Team Colson, prevailing in this one by a 7-6 final. Just a reminder, 7:30 Eastern right here on ESPNU. Big game coming up. Team Apuzzo and Team Marino. for Courtney, for all the men and women in our crew. Joe Beninati, thanks so much for your time. Kaylee Waters in her defense, thrilled with the outcome in this one. A 7-6 nail biter.